Welcome along, everybody. This is the round 3 race here from Bathurst Sunday Night League GT Sport with RaceOnOz. My name's Josh. I'll be taking you through the commentary today for this event. It's a 36-lap enduro around the mountain. I don't know why Twitchy's on top, but we get going. I thought Twitchy qualified second. Not first, but it doesn't matter because the inside for Risky into Hell's Corner for the first time tonight. Everybody goes through 2x2 and cleanly does it. Well done, Groover. He said he didn't get a lot of practice in for now. Sits at the back of the pack. He's up to 10th. He's just got GT King in behind. And you can see they're just drag racing each other now up towards Griffins. And King on that inside. It's never really going to work 2x2 through here. No, he lets out of it. Groover wants to stay in this race. So Risky leading, Twitchy following. Rangers up to 3rd already. Good stuff from these boys. These are road cars at racing speeds. Anything could happen tonight in these 36 laps. Remember. Let's go Twitchy. Twitchy's got his fans out here. It's good to see. As we come down to the S's, the dipper. Norm looked a little offline then. I think he's recovered it well though. You can see the top 3. They're here not to play games. They're in serious business. And already Ranger losing a bit of a toe as Twitchy and Risky get out ahead. Through to the chase. Will there be anyone breaking a little bit too late? The 150. Josh does not envy these gentlemen, no. This would be a very hard task tonight. Viper Z a little wide. Groove is still on the back as well, so we've kept everybody through that first lap, which is so good to see. Risky leads the first lap, though. Great stuff. Now we'll get a bit of an update with tyre strategy. Remember, what I saw, it could have changed. We saw Viper Z, GT King, Groover, Apex 64 and Razor through the qualifying session on the medium tyre. You qualify on a tyre, you start the race on that tyre. So Ranger, soft. They've only got one soft to use, and it's also not a mandatory tyre, so they don't even need to use it if they deem it not viable. Noodles also on soft. Mike on the soft. Medium start with Razor. So yes. Viper Z, yes, we saw that. Apex also. King and Groover. So that explains their pace difference. There's nothing wrong with their abilities. It's just the tyre. Completely different tyre. Slower, less grip. Got a break earlier. They can get on the power a little bit later. But they should have a lighter car with more grip at the end of this race. So that's what they're banking on. Yes, BOP'd as far as I'm aware. They don't usually allow tuning. You're 100% power away. There you go. Thank you, Daniel. So yes, BOP'd. Well, it's the same car. Twitchy though, he will have some pressure now from Ranger. Because we all know how effective the slipstream can be, especially in GT Sport, once you get within a certain range. Top it out. pull that together. You can see the car just wants to slide on the back end. There's a lot of control. Graceful control that these guys have to contend with. They're doing such a good job of it. Apex trying to catch up to Zed now. We've seen Zed in many rounds now start on that medium and use his faster pace towards the end of the race to just eat the competition up. So this one being a slightly longer event, Zed could really pressure for a podium. I have predicted him to finish in the top 5. If you want to go read the outcome of last week and the current points as well, buymeacoffee.com/Demo1Garage, our latest post. I've written it all there. And it's also a website that works like Patreon, so you can also support us via that if you can. If not, the best thing you can do is hit the like button if you're enjoying the race, and make sure you follow so you don't miss another event. We've got plenty of sim racing this year. We've had plenty already in the first 2 months of the year. Look at Ranger though. Norm's catching up. Noodles is catching up. So it's a 4-way battle into the S's. Then the dipper. Great confidence. Ranger there, just getting a little bit offline. Coming out into Forest Elbow now. This is a tricky corner where exit is crucial, especially for Risky. Because if he doesn't get it right, he will just drive second and third straight back into him. And that lead that he's got now will be all but diminished. So a lot of people not choosing to take the grassy route we saw happen in qualifying, because you can just see it upset the car too much. Norm though is doing a great job. This has got to be a very difficult thing they're doing. The car control is phenomenal. I could not do it. And Noodles is right there on them too. This is outstanding. And here comes Mike from the Pagnian next level. So 4 becomes 5. Well, it will very shortly. This is what it looks like from the back of it. This is the battle for second. We go back to Noodles here in 5th. Right, and that's never going to happen in Griffin's Ranger, who just steps away from that. Maybe he was just trying to bluff his way forward and scare Twitchy into submission. The cutting, though. There's only one viable line through here, so it's just follow the leader for now. You can see Risky's just getting away. That gap's starting to build. Noodles on the same team as Risky. Would prefer to be with his teammate, but there's a bit of work to do first before he gets there. Up to McPhillamy now. This is tense. Now watch, just watch. That was tense. This is insanely close through the S's and the dipper. Noodles has to adjust for those ahead of him. So if he can't, he has to adjust for those ahead. So if he is maybe a little bit quicker than some of them, that doesn't matter. He's got to drive to the conditions. He can't cause an accident just because he's faster, and he's done just that. I mean, it's a hard thing to do, but he did it well. Twitchy, though, ahead of us. Twitchy Put onto the grass as Ranger tried to get up beside him. And this is Noodles now. Norm's been caught out on the outside as Ranger's falling backwards into the last corner. They go through Murray's at turn 23 and they come out the same. But ERT Noodles into Hell's Corner. Might try something here. He does. He gets just ahead as Norm pushed up onto the curb. Mike watched it all unfold. And he now tags onto the back of the train. But a great move from Noodles gets him up into 4th. Massive confidence to do that into Hell's Corner there. Great stuff. And now the race continues. So while all of this has been going on, Captain Risky has engineered a 3.8 second lead, which is only going to grow. And to be fair, that's why I've predicted him to win tonight's race. I've got Twitchy down as 2nd. And I've got Rangeraus down there for 3rd. Noodles for 4th. And I've got Zed for 5th. So if you need proof of that, I've got it on the Buy Me a Coffee post page. Squeezed him out, but it worked. You got to get your arms and elbows out sometimes. I think he did it pretty well. So Twitchy has a lot to think about. He's been dealing with it now for almost the entire 5 laps we've been racing. This comes Ranger here. He just can't seem to get him, but he's a lot closer this lap. Into the chase, side by side. Somehow they've come out of that. Ranger comes out ahead. Beautiful move. It was risky. The reward was worth it. And Noodles is charging through. We know he's fast. He might try something up to Murray's. Sorry, into Hell's Corner now. That was Murray's. Turn 1. There he is on the inside. Surely. Oh, somehow Twitchy's held on. He's tried the squeeze maneuver again, but this time Twitchy fights back and squeezes him again onto the inside as they go down the straight up towards Griffiths. Noodles is slightly ahead, but with Twitchy with that inside line, he's probably going to be able to dictate what happens here, but Noodles not giving up, and he backs out just for the time being. Safe bet there. All the while, Ranger's built just a slight buffer. So this is Ranger coming down. Look at this side by side. Oh, I don't know how they fit through. And then your Twitchy was on the brakes a little sooner. And Ranger got that one completed. So, up to McPhillamy now. Look at this, Mike's there. This is fantastic. I told you. I don't know how anyone that enjoys motorsport can sit here and look at what we've seen already in this race and go, it's just a computer game. This is fantastic. Entertainment on every corner, every lap. We've not been disappointed. And the ticket, the price of entry, it was free. On board with Noodles once again in his R32. This time a little bit further away from the rear spoiler and exhaust of Twitchy. Ranger gets it all crossed up there. This is going to give them a moment to steal the spot. And Ranger has been the master of his own demise there. Down to 4th. We've seen him do that in qualifying. He's going to want to try and avoid that any further in this race, because you can just see it cost him 2 positions, and he worked so hard to get up to 2nd. Let's get a bit of an update on the second field of cars, because they're on the mediums. It's still GT King and Groover. These guys are glued together every single round. They're also sharing equal points on the points ladder as well. So tonight's race will separate them and mean one will get in front of the other. Groover going for a move. Up to Griffins now. I think King will just let this one slide. The safe game is the best game for now. Still a very long way to go. For Captain Risky, he has built himself a very healthy lead. And so healthy, in fact, that if he does make a mistake, he should retain first. Now Twitch is back in 2nd. For the first 5 laps at least, Twitchy was in this position, but he didn't have Noodles behind him. Now we saw Twitchy and Noodles at the end of round 2 battling it out for this exact spot. And Twitchy did win, but he overextended. And a pit lane violation got him a cumulative penalty of 10 seconds. So he was demoted to 3rd. So he's got something to prove today. Another great move into the chase. Ranger, I think, just having to defend an onslaught from Norm and Mike behind him as well. They're hitting about 240 kilometers an hour down that straight. Norm going to go the long way, the scenic route at Murray's, but that'll never work with Ranger defending. So Noodles has got ahead. Must have happened into the chase. I didn't even notice. So, what does Noodles do now? Does he start the game of cat and mouse with his teammate Captain Risky? Let's have a look at the speeds just down here. 200. Down Mountain Straight, but coming down Conrod, they definitely add about 240 kilometers to that. Now have a look at the tyre degradation, bottom left of the screen. The red indicates usage. So this is our leader. Noodles has been a little bit more conservative on those tyres. He's got a little bit more than the leader. Switch is used just slightly more again than Noodles, but I still think less than the leader. Ranger, big moment at McPhillamy. Big cloud of dust, but he's held it together. Norm following in his wake, and he also stayed out of trouble. Let's see if we can't get to the bottom of it. So here we come. Just a little wide. It was a close call for both of them, actually. So 220. 30, I think, with a tow. Yeah, with a tow you get about 240. Without the tow, no, you do reach the same speeds by the time you've hit the chase. So there you go. definitely pushed hard on that inside. And it's meant he had a lot of energy still by the time he came out of the exit of that corner at McPhillamy. And very, very lucky that he held control. Norm, though, sees his opportunity and swiftly dives in for the move. And that's fourth taken. Ranger now falling backwards. A few errors creeping in here and there. Unfortunately for him, the man who was once second is now fourth. Little bump, maybe a bit of bump drafting here. To catch that field just ahead of them. They have managed to build a gap, which for now looks a little bit insurmountable. Norm, great confidence through Griffin's Bend. We are waiting though for our back field, half the field, to pit and see what they decide as they started on the slower medium. We do expect them to use the soft tyre. It is not mandatory, but we do expect them to use it because it is a lot quicker. It's just a matter of how long they can make the fuel and the tyres last for. There's going to be a couple of stops tonight, for sure. So this group just starting to stretch out a little. Everyone falling into their race rhythm. It happens in every single race. So the race pace of some. We've also seen a few mistakes that have hurt others, unfortunately. They do extend that corner, don't they? Razor trying to catch up. He's down there in 7th. Zed there in 8th in his Selby Acoustics Retro. It's Apex 64 for Son of a Beach. GT King, he's left Groover in his dust, so I think Groover's had a mild accident somewhere for next level. He was saying he didn't get any practice in, and it's always going to be a tough ride around Bathurst with practice, let alone without it. So probably not surprising, unfortunately for him. But sometimes it is hard to find time, especially if you're working full time, especially now during the pandemic as well. 4.5 seconds. That's dropped a little. So Noodles has picked his pace up. He wants to catch his teammate, and obviously they will work together. Risky does lead in the championship. We'll show you the updated points after the last round, if you're not aware. So Noodles 47 and Risky. So sorry, Noodles leading. Risky 4 points behind. So, but for Team BHR, they'll be looking for another 1-2 again tonight. They got that last week through a 10-second penalty after Twitchy had to see the stewards for a track extending and a pit lane entry violation. Twitchy's down in 10th at the moment. Shares 16 points with both King and Groover. He's ahead of both of them tonight, so he should jump ahead at least to 9th. Sorry, at least to 8th or so. But that is where the points sit overall. If you want to get a copy of that table, just for Division 1, I've got it up on buymeacoffee.com/Demo1Garage in our latest post for the race preview I did just before we went live. Well, we got Ranger and Norm. Barbara Andrews, welcome, and thank you so much. Thanks for the like. But yeah, Buy Me a Coffee works like Patreon. So make sure you check that out as well. There's plenty of interesting content for free on there as well. I don't really like locking content out. Everything I will ever make, you will see. But there will be some content that will be released early for Buy Me a Coffee supporters as a bit of a perk. So I just want to see. And Norm was already ahead of Ranger before the chase. Just where was there a move from Ranger to maybe possibly, no, not yet. Stayed well clear of the in and outside of those corners. So there's Twitchy now. Mike has been hovering in the background. Every now and then he has caught up to the pack. Looks like he's about to make his mark on this race. As they now begin, the 5 begins to turn to 4. As both Norm and Ranger close in on Twitchy GT. Yes, Steve, you're right. I wouldn't. 245 is pretty much the best speed I think they will achieve. Maybe the odd 246. I don't know if that's possible, but going pretty quick. Here we go. Down Mountain Straight out of the Forest Elbow. Norm got a great exit. Ranger followed in suit with the same. Twitcher did as well. So they've kept the gaps pretty equal distance for now. But that slipstream's going to pull them both in. So Twitchy will have more to think about coming around on lap 12. Into the chase now. Brake hard. Norm closes under braking. Ranger, similar story. Mike wishes he was up and playing with the party. Ranger sort of had to duck back out to the right there. Norm's just holding the inside line here at Murray's. And now the race is on up towards Hell's Corner for the 12th time. And Ranger's right inside the exhaust now. Ranger's been in this situation many times before, so he's aware patience can play dividends. Viper's Ed's in the pit lane. Apex is in the pit lane. So's Groover. Interesting. So it looks like they've all come out on medium tyres. Their Apex looking to get a bit of a jump on Zed. Looks like he didn't take the same fuel load. Let's have a look. Yeah, completely different fuel load there. So Apex took a short splash and dash scenario. Zed has come out, but with a little bit more. So that means Apex now has gained right up to Zed. He almost came out ahead of him too. But they have also both returned on the medium, so they're still not yet to use the softs. They're waiting, I think, till the very, very end to do that. So our battle for 4th and 5th is still ongoing, and I imagine it's going to be ongoing for some time. We are closing in on the halfway mark now. It's been a spectacular race so far. Zed looks like he's a little bit faster than Apex. Now, Viper Zed, I predicted to finish 5th. He's at 9th at the moment. Don't count him out. He had a great run at Laguna Seca with the medium starting. So he's going for that again, I say. Out of Forest Elbow there. A little bit of Sparks flying for Apex. So as we look out behind Twitchy GT, that's what will be filling up his rear vision mirrors. Gives him something to think about at least. Raises in as well. Which one's John O'Paul? Looks through Griffins there. There's not a lot happening. Up through the cutting. It's always a good moment to it's always a part of the track where things can close up, but unfortunately there's really only one line. If you take any other line, you're usually going to end up in the cement walls to the left and right, and that's never a fun time. So they're still flogging it through here. Oh, Ranger once again flirting with danger. Absolutely flirting with the edge of grip too. Overdriving can sometimes be your demise. Now, Paul. Oh, that's not what you want. That's hurt Mike big time. You could see the understeer as we were on board. He tried. But for him now, he's just lost a bucket load of time. So Twitchy doing a great job at the moment of holding off Norm. He seems to do well under pressure, Twitchy. Oh, did I miss a comment? Or is there a comment on the forums or something? Alright, so Mike comes in, not surprising. He's going to have to get a bit of damage repaired out of that. And onto the medium. 78%. That will take him to the end here. So it looks like Mike's going to try to one stop this tonight. Interesting call. Zed, we know, looks like he's going for the 2-stopper. Same with Groover and Razor. Right. I wasn't aware of that conversation, so there you go. So the top two, both from BHR, then it's Twitchy from Pagnian. He's done a great job. Norm's fallen off a little as he goes through the S's into the dipper. Rangeraus just holding on in 5th place, and Mike, this is what happened to him. Have a look. This was last lap. You can see the understeer. Just, it was telegraphed. You could just sense the car did not want to rotate. Oh, and then, he tagged that, like, unfortunate sort of, that little outy, sticky outy bit. I don't want to rub too much salt in the wound, Mike, but You could just want to see the understeer there. See, the car's not rotating. Wheels are turned, but the car won't. And then, yeah, you can see damage there flashing. So, lost some power, and entering into the pit lane would have fixed that as well. So Mike now still down in 6th. He maintained that position, and he did get that stop done. So, some benefits because of that. Captain Risky and Noodles liveries sort of reminds me of Daniel Ricciardo's helmet from last season in Formula 1. Sort of got that colour palette to it. Okay, we got some leaders in. Got Ranger and Norm coming in now. They went dead halfway. Mike coming back in as well. What's Mike doing? Mike getting more fuel. And is he putting in the mediums? He did. Alrighty, so I think Mike, did he forget to take fuel and that he had to be on a medium tyre? No, that was a replay. I was watching a replay. My bad. So that's what was happening. But I did miss Ranger and Norm coming in. They're on lap 13. So Norm is on the medium now, up there in 2nd. Captain Risky looks like he's still pushing hard on. He's now on the mediums. So Norm jumped Noodles, who's on the medium. He's full tank though. Righty, so those... I kept it in replay mode for so long, but we just finally figured out what happened. But somehow Norm did jump, and it looks like it could be due to fuel. Have a look. Only halfway for Norm. And yeah, Noodles, filled to the brim almost. Ranger behind him on the mediums as well, but he's only gone halfway. And Twitchy, similar situation. So I don't know if Noodles is filled up too much. Unless everybody's going for that 2-stop while he's going to attempt the 1. It's a risky strategy, but it could just work. So Noodles back up into 3rd and chasing down Norm, who will not give up 2nd place easily. And you can see Ranger also doesn't want to let Noodles slip out of his grasp. Again, he was so close the first time around. He's got a 2nd chance. He's going to give it a good old crack here. Drew McPhillamy. He didn't want to run wide. We've seen Ranger do that a few times tonight. The cars are squealing in agony as these guys push them to the very limits of physical grip, mechanical grip. Ranger getting a little bit sideways there. Just a little bit flashy through Forest Elbow. Sort of technique I think they teach you in racing school, but it definitely looked cool. Now his Ranger inside that slipstream. He will have the top speed advantage, but he's not close enough to do anything with it for now. So Noodle stays ahead. Have a look. Forest Elbow. Sideways. Bit of corrective steering. Bit of an acrobat. Oh, he's ahead. He's ahead of Noodles. So we'll get the replay of that, but Noodles is come off. And Ranger's gone back up into third. Great stuff. The fight never stops. So Noodles at the chase. He did struggle to get the thing turned in. But Ranger, he had no such issues. So he kept his speed and he's taken the spot back. So more work now for Noodles, who's back down to fourth. I did predict Noodles to finish fourth in this race. So if you're just joining us, welcome along to this round 3 race on Oz. Sunday Night GT Sport League race. And I'm your commentator tonight, Josh, commentating here from Demo 1 Garage. And I have made some predictions for tonight's race. I've never done it before, but after losing Facebook this week, I had to look for alternative places to share information. One of them is buymeacoffee.com/Demo1Garage. It's also a website just like Patreon. But so I put up a post before this race began, and I've put Risky to win, Twitchy GT second, Ranger third, Noodles fourth, and Zed in fifth. So Zed's up to 8th for the moment, and we are just about hit halfway. So still many things to happen. But if you want to see that post, the website down the bottom left of your screen is where you go. And I've got the updated points as well after round 2 at Laguna Seca. Alright, so these three, they're going to need some serious adhesive remover to separate them, because there's not much that separates them. As Noodles senses a move, into Hell's Corner he goes. That's his favourite spot to do it as well. And on lap 18, he gets back third. And Twitchy down there in 5th. He was watching this all unfold, and hopefully, for Twitchy's sake anyway, he'll watch them two take each other out and he can just sail on by. The Ranger up towards Griffiths. Noodles on the inside. He's got the line. Ranger's not giving up. Great drive from Twitchy. That move from Ranger might have compromised his exit. Up towards the cutting now. Somehow he didn't give up. Twitchy needed to get it done before the turn, because right now, like I said many times, there's only one line. It's just going to have to follow and wait. Twitchy's a fighter, not giving up. Well, I hope everyone had a great weekend. I'm going to finish it here with some endurance action from the mountain. And also, if you are a GT Sport ACC driver on PlayStation 4 and you want to get involved in our Bathurst 120 event, which will be in March, make sure you have followed us on Facebook, Twitter, or Buy Me a Coffee, or even our website, demo1garage.com, for the info when that comes. If you are a channel supporter too, you'll get guaranteed entry. Not into just that event, but future events as well coming into the year. Our Ranger doesn't look like he's able to match the pace of Noodles. And this is what Twitchy needs to use to his full effect now. Into that final 23rd corner. Ranger a little bit on the back foot now. Twitchy, great exit coming into Hell's corner. Needs a good exit here. And he should be able to topple Ranger. Oh, Ranger had a great exit himself. He had a great entry too. Looked like he carried more speed than anything. Can Twitchy get it done before Griffins? That's the corner, the vital corner. He sees the gap, but that would be a massive dive. And I think that would just end in tears. So he did the right thing. And again, inside the patient game for Twitchy. The longer this goes on, the longer it lets Noodles build his own buffer zone. And the more work Twitchy needs to do to catch up. Because like we saw last week at Laguna, Twitchy wants to beat Noodles again. He lost that spot to some track limits, extension, a pit lane entry violation. So he's got a point to prove here. Gotta love these cars sliding around. Bathurst though over the top of the mountain into McPhillamy. Slight angle to them. Helps them rotate through. It does look phenomenal. Almost. Massive contact for Ranger in the wall there. Completely different line for Twitchy. This could be it. Oh, he tried to get on the power. I think that would have cost him the speed he needed. Ranger got a fantastic exit. That's just going to be defending all the way down through this chase now. Into the chase. Couldn't catch him on Conrod. And Ranger goes wide. We've seen that a few times tonight. I wonder if he's starting to struggle with tyre degradation again. Seems a little bit too soon. Inside, no, for 23. Ranger turns in. He missed the apex. Twitchy gets it done. He could get a great exit. He does. And Ranger was spooked at the last corner, and it worked for Twitchy. So the work is on now to catch Noodles. This race never gets dull. Let's have a look. Have a look, Ranger. He just couldn't hit that apex. Tried to turn in. The car was not rotating. Fought with understeer. Got on the power. And for Ranger, it's back to the drawing board. Oh, right. Twitchy doesn't need that. Especially here at the cutting. He's kept the car ahead for now. So that's done. There's Mike in 6th. He's not too far away, so Mike might be able to pull them in if he can stay consistent. Zed and Apex. They're still going at each other here. So medium tyres for Zed. Mediums again for Apex, and also Razor, but his tyres look a little bit more used, on the fronts at least. So Zed and Apex. Something to think about. I wonder if they can make up enough time towards the end on the soft tyres. That's what they're betting on. Whether or not it'll work is a completely different story, but like 20 or 36 at the moment. It's not going to be too much longer before we see them bring out the fast tyre. It could be any time, any lap now, actually. Because we definitely saw the leaders make the tyre last this long on the soft. So pretty much from any lap now, we'll see these guys go for their soft. Something happened between Ranger and Twitchy, didn't it? Yeah, he just got ahead of Twitchy there at the chase. So the battle continues once again between these two. It never gets old. Noodles, though, will enjoy it. So Apex is in. He needs fuel. And he should be able to take the soft tire from here. As Twitchy... He's going to make a move into Griffins. It's... Oh, a little bit of a touch. It just pushes Ranger wide, and Twitchy might be able to steal the spot off him. Is Ranger going to give up the spot, though? As we turn in, Twitchy. Wow, he's held it together. And Ranger falls to 5th. It's a grudge match now towards the end. Don't go anywhere, folks, because these two, they're trading punch for blow, for punch. And we're going to go the all 12 rounds, I think. Bring it on, I say. So Groove is there, 9th. Apex went for the soft tire, and he's filled up. King's on the soft as well. So Captain Risky still got a bit of fuel to go. And he's leading comfortably. Norm on those mediums. Noodles 3rd. Twitchy. Can he fight off Rangeraus down here? Have a look at the speed. This is Ranger now. A little bit quicker. Trying to dart up the inside at the chase. Thinks better of it. Probably the wisest decision. And wasn't able to make headway down Conrod, so he will work at it again for the next lap. Mediums for Mike. Zed's on the mediums. His fuel's almost towards the end too, so we're expecting him to come in, do another quick fuel dash, and go. Will it be this lap? No, he's going to do a few more. Razor, similar situation. So Viper and Razor on the same strat here. But Razor, oh... He has used those tyres up a lot more, and you can see the lack of grip he had, especially coming out of turn 23 there. Groove is on the sports softs. He's going to catch his target ahead of him, which is Razor. It's not going to be very long at all. The gap's only 2.3. So here we go. This boxing match goes another round. We're on lap 22 now of 36. And there are just some drivers that are so equally matched that even after a mammoth event, this is all that separates them. Into Forest. Ranger again looking for that fantastic exit. He's had them tonight. He wants one more. Twitchy goes to the inside. He looks like he's trying to just break that slipstream effect. He's staying to the left though. Ranger sits in it. He's getting closer, closer, closer. He's getting pulled in now, going for the slingshot. But nothing this time. Ooh. He's going into the pit lane. All right, interesting call. So is he changing tyres, getting fuel? So he's changing the tyres and getting fuel. So he didn't have enough fuel to go to the end. Zed's come in, Razor's come in. So they'll go on the softs. Okay, this is getting interesting, especially with strategy. So he's filled all the way to the end now. Ranger is good. Mike will need fuel. Twitchy will need fuel. Okay, so that was the call there. Groover's come around. Apex. King. Viper Zed's come out in 8th. Just ahead of Apex again. He's on those soft tyres though. And he's good to the end. So Zed's going to start putting in some very quick times while the rest of the drivers around him are on the slower mediums. Apex is on the softs as well, but they're a few laps older, but he can definitely go to toe with Zed. He doesn't need that at this moment. Zed just wants to go as fast as he possibly can. He doesn't need to be held up or worrying about defending a position. I did predict Zed into 5th tonight. I still think that's possible. So Razor on the softs. GT King on the softs as well. These guys all started on the mediums. So Risky coming through. He will need fuel at some point. When does he go in though? Norm will have the same thing. Norm's low on fuel. I'm going to expect it this lap. Especially with the fuel. No, he's still got a lap left. And Noodles is A-okay. But Noodles will need fuel too, but it'll be less of a stop. And Twitchy, same story. So the guys at the front all pretty much now on the same strategy. Ranger though, he's good. So he's the only one that's different from the front runners. So we've got to keep an eye on Zed and see how much he can pull up, and keep an eye on Ranger as well. Alrighty. So we're just got to wait now for the field to enter the pit lane. Everything's sort of spread out again. But there's going to be an interesting battle in the pits between Norm and Noodles here. Norm's going to need a lot longer time stationary to get the fuel. Noodles less to get the fuel because he's carrying more. Whether or not 2.5 seconds is enough, well, we'll find out. But I think Norm needs to go probably this lap. He can't lose any time to Noodles, and we know Noodles is quick. So go when that gap is the largest. Otherwise, he'll just be giving away more time. So it's getting tense here towards the end. This is Twitchy. He's on the same strat as well. Unfortunately, he's not within slipstream range of anybody. So he won't really gain too much time, but Ranger might be able to jump him. So let's have a look at the gap. 2.6. I think Norm needs to go. He's risking too much if he does any more laps, I think. Yes, he's going in. Great call. And Noodles is going to go on. That's not surprising. Noodles will have confidence in himself now. So Norm coming in for that stop. Look how long he's stationary for. Long hold, but he needs the fuel. This is going to be a race between him and Rangeraus now. Oh, Rangeraus didn't quite get there. Norm came out in 5th, and he's behind Mike. So there's Ranger there. The gap, 7.9. I was hoping it was going to be a little bit closer for Ranger's sake. Zed, though, he's up to 7th. And he hasn't really managed to shake Apex for what it's worth. Apex is still giving him some dramas. So that lap from Viper Z, that was a 2:29. Let's have a look at Mike's lap. Mike did a 2:29.6, but he's on medium, so Zed needs to go a little bit quicker than that if he wants to jump a few people here. He should be a second or more quicker on the softer tyre, I'd suspect. I haven't seen the tyre delta myself, but just going off what the tyres are usually like, I'd imagine it would be a bit of a different situation, but you never know. So Noodles, 11 seconds shy of his teammate Risky, who's just been phenomenal today. He hasn't put a foot wrong anywhere. And he's going to go to the pit lane, and he should come out still leading. He's got such a big run. Will Noodles come in? And yes, Noodles comes in as well. So what is Twitchy? Not surprising. So Mikey should come. This is where Norm and Rangeraus might be able to get a spot, or maybe make some time up and really close the gaps for the run to the finish. So Norm coming around, but Risky should come out in first. He will. That wasn't surprising. Norm is in second. Ranger is coming through too. Noodles comes out. So Norm and Noodles separated by 2.5 seconds. Ranger's moved to 4th. 5th. Twitchy comes out just ahead of him. So for Ranger, we've got a battle back at our hands. So there wasn't any time lost or gained for either of them. It was pretty much as it was. I can't remember if Ranger was ahead when he went into the pit lane, but Norm up to 3rd. That's a pretty good bonus for Norm. And he's got a decent lead now on Twitchy, 8 seconds, and he's only 2.2 away from Noodles. So Norm, 2:25. Noodles, obviously 2:49, he was in the pits. Mike did come back out in 6th. If he hadn't have tagged the Forest Elbow, I think he would be up there fighting with Twitchy and Ranger at this moment. Such a shame he hit that Forest Elbow. So Mix-a-Lot, welcome along. We got Viper Z, he's 10 seconds away from Mike. Thought he'd be able to make up a little bit more time. 10 laps to go. His last lap, 2:28. Don't know if that's quick enough. So Zed could be fighting for 6th. My prediction of 5th, though, might be a little bit too much. We'll see how he goes, though. Norm, 2.8. So he's lost about 2/10. Thanks, Paulie. I couldn't remember. So, yeah, Norm lost to Noodles. Thank you. And Rangeraus and Twitchy. Not surprising to see them go at each other again. They start round... I don't know, it's like round 8 now between these two. Through the chase together. It was like formation driving there. Twitchy goes inside to defend. Ranger goes outside to take the scenic route. This racing, this is on. The gloves are off. Ranger and Twitchy, this is fantastic. Let's have a look at the move he did. So good exit at the Forest Elbow. Side by side through the chase here. And then coming down to Murray's. He just darts left. Ranger darts right. And he holds it together. And he's still ahead for now as we hit the top. (27-36). They know we're on the run to the checkered flag. They know every lap counts. So they're giving it their all. 110% from these two. And I must say it's paying off here on screen. I know I'm enjoying it. Hopefully you guys at home are as well. So Zed, 10.5 off from Mike. I don't know if he's making enough time. Twitchy and Ranger, will they switch it around this time round? Twitchy was the one that got the move. Can Ranger get it done? Doesn't look likely, does it? Twitchy just seems to be able to nail the exit of the Forest Elbow. And the extra speed you have up there is the extra speed he has when he hits the brake down at the chase. And he's being very consistent with that as well, which doesn't hurt at all. So Norm, 3.7 seconds, he's losing time there. 9.1 between him and Twitchy. So keep an eye on that interval too, but I think Norm should be okay unless there's something really catastrophic happens up there in that third position. So Ranger. Groover wants a safety car. It would definitely spice up the top 5, 6 even, 7. Put Zed in that. Actually put the entire field in that because the back guys are on the quicker tyre. So quick field update. Risky leading by 8.3, and then Noodles 3.7 over this man Norm, and then it's Twitchy and Rangeraus, which is the gloves off boxing we've been watching now for a long time. Mike there in 6th, and it's Zed, he's 10 seconds away from Mike, and Apex is tailing him. Then it's Razor, GT King, and Groover, who wants a safety car. Feel sorry for you, Groover. Practice makes perfect. Unfortunately, Groover was saying he wasn't able to get any in this week. And Bathurst is a pretty tough track without the practice, especially in this car. Because I can't imagine you've driven it much past rounds 1 and 2 if I don't know. I don't think I've driven this car very often myself, so yeah, I would struggle. So Twitchy's done it again for another lap. He's held off Ranger and his onslaught, which is proving to be too good. His exit strategies are just phenomenal, unbeatable. Ranger, he needs to find something else. He needs to try a different trick. Doesn't look like it's working for him. I mean, it's not easy. He's definitely giving it a good old go. But once you pretty much hit Griffins, you just got to follow, unless you can do something before the cutting, but it's so unlikely. It doesn't happen very often. No, you can see for Ranger, it's just as is for now. Twitchy. He looked a little twitchy there. Maybe the pressure's getting to him a little. But usually, this man can deal with everything. We've seen Scud missiles into ballistic. We've seen weapons of mass destruction thrown at Twitchy over the seasons. And he's dealt with it all. Into Skyline. Oh, that's not what Ranger wants. This is going to slow you down any day. Oh, that inside wall there. So have a look at the telemetry data. This is on board with Ranger. About the same speed. So by the time we get to the braking zone, Ranger does close him up, but it's too little too late. And once again, at the chase. Is he going to go in, out, Twitchy? Just staying cool under pressure here. We've only got 7 to go now. Oh, very wide for the both of them. And you can see 6th place. That's Mike. Some smooth lines from both of them. Mike, 5.4. He's actually gaining on them. If Mike was given another half an hour or so, I think he'd catch them. Let's see what he can do with these remaining 7. He did a 2:2.89. Ranger, a 2:9. Wow, okay. Stephen Nilsson, good to have you along, sir. One of our big supporters. Along with Margarita as well, who's here tonight. Groover's made his intentions known. He's coming for GT King. So let's go over the number again. A 2:2.95 from Ranger. Mike, a 2:2.89. That's a second faster. If he can continually do that, he'll catch them. He'll catch them probably close to the last lap or the second to last lap. This could be very interesting. Zed, he's not doing enough, unfortunately. I think 7th is going to be where he'll finish today. Unless Apex has something to say about that, because he's not given up. And he's doing a quick time too as well, 2:285. Zed could be under the pump quicker, sooner rather than later here. Razor's there in 9th. GT King 6 seconds shy of Groover, who says he's got his hunting orders. You're not catching him like that, Groover. Oh, well, GT King, be aware. So we've got Risky leading still, and we're on the run to the flag. We start lap 31 of 36. I just want to say thanks to everyone that has joined us tonight, and to everybody watching on replay as well. I do appreciate the support, and just want to say big shout out for the support this week as well. When that Facebook thing happened, I thought I'd lost 1,000 odd followers on Facebook. A lot of work. So I do appreciate all the support you guys showed, and are continuing to show even past that. So thank you. It means a lot. So yeah, let's do more sim racing. Let's do more content. Make sure you have bookmarked the webpage and the Buy Me a Coffee /Demo1 Garage site as well, because I do want to put out more content for you guys. Neilio Mendez has liked the stream. It's good to have you along, Neilio. Welcome along to the end of this one. Now, if you haven't seen the points, this is what they are at the moment. Noodles 47 over Risky's 43. And Risky wants to take that top spot. He wants to win it again. But it looks like it's going to be another 1-2 tonight for BHR. Oh, Twitchy. A little bit off there. And Rangeraus, who's 3rd at the moment in the championship. He's 5th in this race. Maybe he saw the first crack starting to appear. He has 29. Twitchy has 16. He wants to change that. And getting 4th will do that. Twitchy, the first crack we saw. Bit of wall riding as he just come out of Skyline into the S's. It's a little bit offline. It's easy to do. A little bit wide out of the chase as well. This is not looking good for Twitchy. He's been so consistent for so long tonight. And seeing these errors creep in, I wonder if tyre degradation's starting to play with his brake markers. You know, increase his braking length, and he's just got to adjust. Rangeraus through Hell's Corner. Seems to be relentlessly chasing tonight. Mike, only 4 seconds away, by the way. So before long, Mike could be fighting for the top 5. This could be a fantastic one for Mike. Great recovery. It's a shame he did hit that wall at Forest Elbow so early on in this race, because he really would be giving it to both Twitchy and Ranger right now. This is what he sees. He's not far away. He's doing some great lap times as well. 2:29 flat almost. You can't any closer than that without actually doing it. And Zed, he's got some pressure now from Apex, who has been on this man's tail ever since Zed's come out of the pits. So Zed hasn't had a time to catch his breath. We'll just get a little bit of a moment in the race, sort of center himself again. It's been 100% since that last stint. We are on the run to the end now, 32 or 36. The finish line is getting closer and closer and closer, and for some of them, they just want this race to finish. Oh, Zed. Is he overdriving a little through the dipper there? It looked a little on edge. So Apex last lap at 2:29.025. 2:29.1. So at least a tenth slower than the man behind. And that could be why the pressure's starting to rise. Apex inside that slipstream. It's not going to be long before he is attempting a move coming into the chase. Is it going to be this lap? He's gotten a lot closer. Gives him a little bit of a love tap. But he's playing the nice game. Readdresses the situation, gives Zed time to recover, and returns to the racing. Here we go. So Zed definitely knows Apex is there now. So 2:29.1. Zed did a 2:29.7, 6/10 slower. No wonder Apex is where he is now. Alrighty. This is going to be a nail-biting finish for some of these drivers out there. Into Griffins. So Twitchy still ahead of Ranger. And Mike 4.1. I think it's going to be a very tight one between him and Ranger. But Zed and Apex now. They've turned on. They're racing. And it's time to shine. Who's going to beat who here? As they step into the ring for the first time tonight. And I'm fairly sure the gloves are off between these two as well. There's going to be no love lost by the end of this. Through Skyline now. This is going to be so vital. If Zed can continue to be quicker over the top, then it's not going to really matter, because by the time we get through to this corner here, the Forest Elbow, whatever time Apex does catch up again, he just has to sit and wait again while we go over the top. And Zed, like I said, that confidence, it'll just be a game of cat and mouse. So he needs to neutralize that somehow. Hopefully we don't get any disconnects. A little bit of lag there, but it reconfigures itself. Zed's good to the chase. Apex isn't close enough to do anything really, is he? Into Murray's. Come across the start finish now to start lap 34. He might be able to do something here. Oh, Zed looks super confident into Hell's Corner. Schooling 64. There's not much you can do about that. 3.7 now from Mike and Ranger. So that has closed. I don't know if it's going to be enough. Ranger is 1.3 from Twitchy. These guys could converge on the last lap as well. Twitchy needs to keep it clean. It's going to be vital that he keeps it clean. Norm, he's 9 seconds adrift, 4.3 away from Noodles. But I think from here on in, it's a 1, 2, 3 for those guys. It's a little bit less of a given from fourth back. Because they just look like looks like Twitchy is just aggressively attacking the corners now. It's not a bad thing. The body language of the car just looks a little bit more bump and grind. So if he makes a mistake, it will be a big one. So Mike, 3.3. He's getting so close. Oh, he's done him. Apex has done him. He did it. I don't know where. Unfortunately, we missed it. But Apex has got Zed, and he's building a huge lead on him. So 64 has got the work done. And I think it'll stay as that is, because the lap times from 64 have been much quicker than what we've seen from Zed. That's why 64 is now ahead of them. So the chase is on as we begin the penultimate lap for the front runners. Mike, 3 seconds away. He needs a massive mistake from both of them. Whether or not his wish will be granted is a different story, but he's just got to continue on now. Hope and pray that something goes wrong for them. But I don't think it will. I really don't think it will. It's been a fantastic race today. This man, Risky, has just done it again with a phenomenal drive. And so has Noodles. I think if he wasn't caught up in the traffic earlier on in the race, he'd even have a bigger lead than he does now on Norm. But he had a lot of work to do. He was down there in 5th at one point, but he worked his way through, clean overtakes every single one of them, and he's going to get another podium 2 weeks in a row. Second last week, a second again this week. I missed Norm there. Norm's also worked extremely hard to get his 3rd place, and a very deserving podium coming his way as well. Twitchy GT. Just out of reach. He got 3rd last week after that penalty. So the only thing that really will change it if there's steward inquiries to the driving standards of those ahead of him, but I highly doubt that. So Twitchy just needs to hold off Ranger for this final lap. He's got 1.7 seconds between them. And I think he can do it now. Rangeraus. I did predict him getting 3rd today, but a top 5, that's commendable. He's also had to do a lot of work. Mike. Unfortunately, I think Mike would have probably finished 4th, if not battling for 3rd, if it wasn't for that understeer accident he had at the elbow. So I commend Mike for continuing on with the race. Would have been heartbreaking to do what he did. He lost so much effort just down the drain. It's motorsport sometimes. These two giving us a bit of action at the end as well. It's been nice. Zed hasn't strayed from his starting on the medium tyre strategy in the opening 3 rounds. I wonder if he'll go for something different next. It just seems like starting on the soft tyre is quicker. But we'll wait and see. Razor, we haven't seen much of Razor today, but he also tried the medium strategy along with King and Groover. And I think Groover will hopefully get some more practice in if he can next week. Hopefully he can maybe hit the top 5. But Captain Risky, flawless drive. He's on the final lap. And what can I say? But he's going to surely take the top spot in this championship. He's sitting 2nd at the moment. But his second win in a row will surely, undoubtedly, mean this man leads coming into round 4. Round the final corner, across the start-finish line, and it will be Captain Risky for round 3, the endurance round, retro round. It's Captain Risky and ERT Noodles, also from BHR, will take second place. So a 1-2 for the team and a congratulative podium as well. Norm will get third and a well pat on the back. Twitchy's done in the end. He's held off Ranger. He'll take fourth as we get to the line. There's Ranger there in 5th place. Mike for 6th. He was so little. He was so close at the end though. Apex, he got that 7th place just a few laps ago. And he'll be very pleased with his efforts. There's Zen in 8th. Coming around is Razor in 9th place. GT King inside that top 10. And Groover will get 11. So well done to everybody for making it to the end. And well done to Captain Risky as well. He deserves everything he got today. Thank you, Jason and Barbara. Great race, lots of action. Yeah, the BHR did a fantastic job. I must say, we didn't get a full grid today. Usually we have more action than that, so I'm glad we could provide. But it was a great way to end a Sunday evening, I think. So I hope everyone enjoyed that. Just a big thank you to everyone that's come in. A big thank you to everyone that's hit like or followed today as well. And don't forget, we're on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter at the moment as well. So if you want to stay up with the news, demo1garage.com, buymeacoffee.com/demo1garage, or on Facebook or Twitter. But big shout out to BHR and our winner today, Captain Risky. But until our next event, which is Tuesday with the RaceOnOz boys on ACC, have a great weekend, whatever you got left of it. Have a great week as well. Don't work too hard. And I will talk to you guys very, very shortly. But until then, good night and enjoy your racing. Bye-bye.